Hello everyone. Let's talk about a concept called the Overton window in regards to the idea of anti-natalism. Anti-natalism is the general concept that bringing life into the world may cause more harm than good, therefore it may be unethical to do so. But let's look at the Overton window and let me describe that. This is another concept. Imagine you're looking out of a window. And you can only see certain things. There are things above your field of view. There are things below your field of view. And that window is the window that our culture is looking out of. And we can only talk about things that we see that are in the field of view of that window. So at one point, when human beings were profiting from something like slavery worldwide, not just in North America, but slavery was a worldwide phenomenon. And I believe there's still some places in the world, maybe in the late 90s, that eventually outlawed it. But slavery being a cultural norm for most cultures 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, to talk about slavery being fundamentally wrong in principle and therefore outlawing it being the best thing to do, that would be outside of the Overton window. That wouldn't be a conversation anybody would really understand. It would contravene their common sense, and it would be very difficult to get a conversation like that off the ground. Of course, culture changed eventually, and we did have those conversations, thank goodness. So as we progressed with our thinking, we understand more and we're able to reflect on whether something is fundamentally correct or good to do or wrong to do. But a lot of what we're experiencing is we're weighted with what we can talk about, what we can all view together through this Overton window. Now, when you move forward far enough to a concept like anti-natalism, this is far outside this window for most people to grasp. But if you think about some principles you probably already believe in, is it right to enslave somebody? No. Is it right to force a situation upon somebody without their consent? Would you invite somebody to a party and then grab them and force them to attend that party if they didn't want to? No. When we talk about anti-natalism, you're inviting somebody to life, but you don't have a chance to invite them. Of course, you're pulling that being into life through the process of propagation, of sexual interaction, sexual reproduction. And this is completely normal to us. All animals do it. How could it possibly be wrong, right? How could it possibly be wrong? Everybody's doing it. Well, everybody doing something does not make it right. Just like everybody enslaving people does not make slavery right. Just like people doing violence to one another does not make it right. Just because the animal world does violence to itself does not mean it's, quote, it is natural, but it doesn't mean it's the best or it's right. So as soon as we propose an idea like, is it correct? Is it the best thing to do to bring life into the world knowing that that life will suffer? We won't be around, of course, to see our children suffer. We'll be dead by then. But if we were around to watch our children die, we might have second thoughts about ever bringing them into the world to begin with, because that would now affect us in a way that we don't normally become affected. So you can see that the constraints that our mind has around this. But if you can pull back a little bit and just conceptually consider, is it right to force an experience upon somebody without their consent? Now, the natural pushback to this is, well, you can't get their consent. Exactly. Thanks for listening.